And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to DJ Night and the rise of the 2005 Minnesota Vikings. Of course, right now may just be Justin Rose in the rise, but DJ Night will be back. He's got 3 weeks more that he's going to be out. That broken elbow really has hurt the squad offensively, but we shall prevail. We have Shaun Hill, who was able to get us past the Miami Dolphins last week. We're sitting at a 9-0 record. And while we're at it, let's take a look at the standings. The Packers-Bears, pretty close in the north, but we're running away with it with a 9-0 record. Packers are 6-3, Bears 5-4. The Bears are our next opponent. So it's going to be somebody that we're going to be looking to try and take out. You can see the Redskins are leading the East, The Giants and Eagles both 5-5 as the Cowboys just have a pathetic record, even though they had a close game with us the other day. Buccaneers leading the South, the 49ers leading that sad West over there. We check the AFC. And no surprise here, 3 teams that are really dominating. The Colts, Patriots, and the Ravens all sitting at 8-2. So it's a huge push to see who's going to be representing the AFC. The Broncos real close with a 7-2 record. Surprising for me because usually the Broncos don't do so well in this. You can definitely see some of the teams that are struggling, like the Dolphins, Chargers, and the Jaguars. But we're not really worried about them right now. Our schedule is going to be against Chicago, and then one of the games we're dreading is going to be next, the New England Patriots. We'll take the Bears on, the Patriots, the Packers, the Bears again in a few weeks. Then we'll finish up with Atlanta, Detroit, and the New York Giants will be our last game of the season before playoffs. So we should be real close to earning that playoff spot. But Chicago going to be our opponent for this one. Let's take a look at the Chicago Bears before we get started here. The Bears really have a quarterback situation here. They have Jeff Blake and Anthony Wright, but they will be going with Rex Grossman once again, as it is pretty close. Grossman obviously the better in the statistical category. Halfbacks, we're looking at Edgerrin James, the former Colt, who is going to be a little bit of a problem for us in the backfield. As for the wideouts, not really anything spectacular, but Marty Booker, always a good wideout, as he is teamed up with Bernard Berrien, Justin Gage, and David Terrell. As for the defense, that is where we're going to be having the biggest problems. Their defensive line doesn't look overwhelming, but what we're looking at is their linebacking core. As you see, Brian Urlacher, the great legend that he was, is back there. He's backed up with Jason Gilman, Brian Knight, Lance Briggs, and Joe Odom. So Lance Briggs will be back there. And it's going to be a little difficult here. We do have Charles Tillman back there covering. So he's probably going to end up being on Burns or Moss, most likely. Their safety core, Mike Brown and Jason Sehorn back there as the backup. And definitely going to be a game that is going to be quite interesting. Could very well be a defensive slugfest, but we're going to have to make sure that our game plan is true to nature, just like it was last week. So we are going in. We are going to be at Chicago at Soldier Field. Let's see what we can do as the Minnesota Vikings go to Chicago to take on the Bears. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go.